If you want to play your music, if you have noise going on in your background, don't even worry about it. And then we'll just go ahead and get started in a comfortable seat. So take a moment to settle in, and especially in the morning, it might feel really nice to just kind of stretch a little bit before finding stillness. So any little wiggles, any movements that call to you right away, go ahead and just take them. And then as you're ready, settle in. So root down through your sit bones, draw up through your spine, your neck, crown of your head. Broaden through the fronts of your shoulders, through your collarbones. Soften your face. Unclench your jaw. Close your eyes. So take these first couple of moments to really just arrive on your mat and then in your body. So start to feel more of a connection to your body. Start to feel more of a connection with your presence and with yourself. So notice how you feel physically, energetically, and emotionally. Notice the rise and fall of your breath. And as you bring more awareness to your breath, slowly begin to make it bigger and deeper. And as you make your breath bigger and deeper, notice what happens in your body. So slowly do you begin to maybe just relax a little bit more, find a sense of grounding, find more of a sense of presence, deeper presence with yourself. So just simply closing your eyes, breathing, and noticing. Next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can, and then hold at the very, very top. And when you think you're full, see if you can even sip in just a little bit more. And when you're ready, big open mouth sigh. Let it go. Do that 2 more times. So inhale, fill up. Sit up taller and just take up more space. So energetically think of getting bigger, taking up space in this world. Hold. Feel this fullness, this spaciousness inside of you. And when you're ready, big sigh. Let it go. Do that 1 more time. So biggest inhale you've taken all morning long, maybe all week long. Hold in fullness. Give yourself a moment to just feel this prana, this life force energy inside of you. And then any heaviness you feel like you're holding this morning, just big, huge exhale when you're ready and breathe it out. Let it go. Seal your lips gently and begin to cultivate Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose, gentle constriction in the back of your throat. So make this breath as powerful as possible. Make this breath come all the way down from your diaphragm. So you're not breathing just through your nostrils. You're breathing through your nostrils, but you really feel it coming through your throat, moving through your throat. And you feel it coming all the way down from your diaphragm. So right below your ribs, kind of in your upper abdomen. See if you can feel that expansion there. See if you can start to feel that expansion down into your lower belly, your lower back. So take a moment to really hone in on your breath. Find a connection to it, find a rhythm to it. Make it deeper than you thought you could. So a lot of times I find that people think they're breathing deep, but there's actually so much more breath that you can cultivate. So play with that. You can stay here for as long as you'd like. When you're ready, you guys know where to go. So hands and knees, and just start to move intuitively. So absolutely no rush, but once you're on hands and knees, you can explore cat-cows, you can explore hip circles, Just any movement, absolutely any movement that calls to you, that helps you create a deeper awareness of your body, that helps you create more space on the inside. So just kind of feeling in to what's going on. What's going on with your hips? What's going on with your spine? What's going on with your shoulders this morning? And then all the while, your breath is there. It's flowing through you. You're moving with it. So explore this unstructured movement on your own, maybe even with your eyes closed for about 3 to 5 more rounds of breath. And then eventually we will meet back in downward facing dog. So this intuitive movement, you guys, it's become one of my favorite ways to practice during COVID. So if you ever just feel like, I don't have time to do yoga today, I want to move my body, but I just don't have an hour to spare, just get onto your hands and your knees and move your hips around, move your spine around, even for about 3 to 5 minutes. Sometimes just that much movement does make a difference in what's going on inside of you and how your body feels. It just kind of helps us bring more awareness into our body, get out of our minds. So as you're ready, let's find our way back to down dog. And then once you're in your down dog, just in the beginning, don't worry too much about alignment. So kind of let go of all the rules, so to speak, and just explore. So imagine you're kind of doing a little dance on your yoga mat from the position of down dog. Bend your knees one at a time, maybe both at the same time. Move your hips around a little bit. Might feel really good to round your back, push down into your fingertips and lift your waistline, come way up on your tiptoes. So no right or wrong here, just exploring for these first couple of breaths. You can lift one leg and then the other, rock forward to plank, press back to down dog, and then slowly start to find a more stable and sturdy position, more alignment. So do begin to tune in, finding that length from your fingertips all the way up to your sit bones, that strength in your shoulders. So plug your shoulders into the sockets and then think of externally rotating your shoulders out away from your ears. And then as you do that, keep pressing down through your thumbs and your index fingers. So ideally, we want an inner rotation in our forearms and then outer rotation in our upper arms. So those two opposite movements create this really strong and stable foundation for us. Rather than pressing back from your shoulder girdle and just hyperextending, dumping into your joints. So if you want to see what that looks like, I will show you right now. It looks like this. So rather than moving back or pressing back from your shoulders, shoulders plugged into the sockets, press back from your heart, lift through your hips. You don't have to get your heels to the ground, you don't have to get your legs completely straight, but you can explore how that feels in your body, find your own personal edge. And then what happened to your breath? Is it still big and spacious, powerful and strong? Take one more inhale into your downward facing dog. Maybe lift your sit bones just a little higher. Exhale, gaze to the top of your mat, and however you want to get there, forward fold. Once you've arrived, bring your feet mat width distance apart, all 10 toes face directly forward. So you're in a slightly wide-legged forward fold. Halfway lift on an in-breath, and then pause here. Bring your left fingertips down underneath your heart. Reach your right arm to the sky. If you can, keep both of your legs straight. Reach your butt back, crown of your head forward. If you need to, you can bend your left knee. If you would like to take this a little further, left hand to the outside of your right ankle and then wrap your right arm behind your back. Take about 2 more breaths. Spine long, legs long, and then breathe as you exhale from your center. Find that ringing out sensation. Use your breath. End of your next exhalation, so take it all the way to empty. And then slowly unwind and just switch sides. So right fingertips now on the ground, left arm to the sky. Nice, you guys. If possible, keep both legs straight. Think of sticking your butt out behind you as you reach the top of your head forward. If you need to bend your right knee a little or a lot, that's fine. If you want to take that next variation, right hand to the outside of left ankle, left arm behind you, go for it. Take 2 more deep breaths. So rather than just chilling and hanging out, use your breath, get all the juice out of the pose. Nice work. End of your next exhalation, unwind. And then you can either leave your feet wide, or if you want to bring them in a little closer, that's fine. Ragdoll pose. So grab opposite elbows. Just kind of let your torso sway or swing or maybe bob. Sit bones towards the sky, crown of your head towards the ground. Weight slightly forward in your feet. So make sure you're not rocking back into your heels and locking out your knees. Take 1 more full round of breath. And then end of your exhale, release your elbows. Bring your feet in so they're hips width distance or big toes touch, your choice. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, bow, refold. 1 more time like that. Inhale, halfway lift. So top of your head reaches forward, tops of your thighs press back, sit bones broaden. Exhale, fold. And then this time, come through your halfway lift, continue to rise all the way up. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms to the sky, stretch tall. Exhale, slow dive, so heart leads all the way down to your forward fold. Relax your neck at the bottom, head heavy. Halfway lift as you breathe in. So how much length can you create from the crown of your head back to your hips, your sit bones? Exhale, let it go, fold in. Draw navel to spine, press into your feet. Lead with your heart, come through your halfway lift and all the way up to stand. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center, and let's do 1 more round just like that. So much awareness just in this simple movement. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, ride your breath down. So take your time, feel your body move through space. Maybe close your eyes, breathe in, lengthen out, halfway lift. Exhale, bow, fold in. Press into your feet, lead with your heart, rise up. See if you can feel the tops of your glutes pull down towards your heels, so you're really pressing into your feet. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, inhale, take your arms up. And then this time, bend your left elbow, bring your right hand to your left elbow. So a little tricep stretch. Press your left elbow down and coax it over to the right. You can stay here, you guys, or right arm behind you and clasp your hands if that's available. Just an option, you don't have to take it. Press your head into your arms so your chin's not buried in your chest. Nice and neutral through your spine. Tone your low belly. Now add a side body stretch. So hips over to the left and upper body over to the right. Breathe into your left side. More weight in your left foot. Keep pressing your head back into your arm. Take 1 more round. Inhale will bring you back up. Both arms reach up. And then as you exhale, bend your right elbow, left hand to the top of your right elbow, and then gently encourage your right elbow down into the left. Again, if it's available to you, you can find that clasp behind you. That's too much, no big deal. Stay where you're at. Press the back of your head into your arm. Add your side body stretch. Hips to the right, upper body to the left. Breathe down your entire right side. Create space there. So visualize your breath moving into your right side, lengthening, soften around it. Take about 2 more rounds. Keep pressing your head back into your arm. More weight in your right foot. Next time you inhale, come back to center, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down, away from your ears. Shoulder blades squeeze towards your spine. And you guys know if you want extra intensity, palms pressed together like they're suction cupped. And imagine your elbows are magnetized. Now, slowly see if you can start to reach your hands back away from your body. And then if you'd like, add a little back bend. So heart lifts up, knuckles reach down, squeeze in with your inner thighs like you've got an invisible block there. Tone through your low abdominals, draw navel in and up. Take one more inhale. Keep your hands clasped. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Take it all the way down. Relax your neck at the bottom. Stay here with your fingers interlaced in your forward fold for about 3 more breaths. So see if you can let your head just hang. Let it be heavy. Maybe shake your head yes or no. If it's helpful, bend your knees more. Weight forward in your feet. Lift your sit bones higher. Lift your knuckles higher. Possibly even start to reach your hands forward. Take one more big inhale. Really work that stretch in the front of your shoulders. Exhale, hands to your low back. Release your clasp. And inhale to a halfway lift. So maybe fingertips to the fronts of your shins. Lengthen. Exhale, fold. This time plant your hands and step back to plank position. So top of a push-up. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Push the ground away with your hands. Draw belly button towards your spine. Start to just rock a little bit forward and back. So nothing's changing in the position of your body. You're just transferring your weight forward, transferring your weight back. Come to your knees at any time if you want to modify. Next time you inhale, find that little rock forward, so on your tippy toes. Exhale, lower halfway down. Try not to let your shoulders roll forward. Inhale, press back up, high plank. Do that one more time. Exhale, little rock forward on your tiptoes. Exhale, halfway down. Good job. Inhale, press up. And then this time with your exhale, all the way to your belly, as slow as you can go. Think one straight line. Woo, good job. Inhale, just a baby cobra. So lift your chest using the strength in your back rather than the strength in your arms. Roll your shoulders back and down. Point your elbow tips straight back behind you. Now with your hands, rather than pushing down, think of pulling back like you want to drag your body forward. See if you can feel that create more length through the front of your body. Press down through your shoelaces. Press down through your pelvis. And imagine you're trying to pull your belly button up away from the ground. Feel all that strength in your back. Your back muscles hug around your spine. Gaze slightly down so your neck stays nice and long. Take one more inhale. Exhale, let it go. Spider-Man Cobra. Hands come out nice and wide. Lift to your fingertips. Elbows face the sky. Then lift your chest up. Pause here. Bend your right knee. Left leg stays straight. Press into your right set of fingertips. Roll onto the outside of your left hip. So think of a scorpion tail with your right leg. And imagine you're trying to reach your right toes up towards your left hand. You can kind of let your left shoulder dip down towards the ground. Breathe. Take one more round here. And then slowly come back through center and switch sides. So right leg straight, left knee bends, press into your left fingertips, roll onto the outside of your right hip. So left tiptoes reach towards the ground behind you and maybe even up towards your right hand. Let your right shoulder dip down. Feel that nice stretch there. Breathe into it. This is one of my favorite stretches. I think it feels so good. Take one more breath. End of your exhale. Unwind, come back to center and just lower down. You choose one more back bend variation. So full cobra, sphinx pose, up dog. You can stick with baby cobra, Spider-Man Cobra if you want. And then as you're ready, downward facing dog. All right, you guys, so one more time. You've got a few breaths in your down dog. I'm gonna give you some options. So you can either stay in your regular down dog, you're perfect, be there and breathe there. If you would like, turn it into a turbo dog. So the only thing that changes is your arms. Bend your elbows a ton and then squeeze them in towards each other. So it's almost like you're in dolphin pose, but your forearms are hovering above the ground. Last option, if you want, frog dog. So you'll grab hold of the outer edges of your mat And imagine you're trying to pull your mat apart. So your arms are pulling to the right and to the left. Bend your knees a lot and lift your hips as high as you can. Draw up through your belly button. Keep pulling your mat in two directions, to the right and to the left. Keep lifting your hips, bend your knees more. So it's kind of like a variation of turbo dog, but just a little bit different, but same idea. So we're just bringing more intensity, more strength work into the posture. Wherever you are at, soften your face, unclench your jaw. Take about 2 more breaths. Good job, you guys. If you're in frog dog, bring your palms back to your yoga mat. One last inhale, everyone. Exhale, gaze forward, step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold. Once you've arrived, find a spinal extension, halfway lift. And with your exhale, release, bow. Root through your feet, take it all the way up. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Okie dokie, inhale, arms to the sky. Now pause here, root down into your right foot, float your left knee up. So we're in a standing staff pose. Flex your left toes back, find your balance. So if there's something in front of you that you can focus your gaze on, use it. That's your drishti, your focus point. We're gonna take this into a figure 4 one-legged chair. So outer left ankle to the top of your right thigh, and then weight in your right heel, reach your butt back. You can keep your arms reaching up, your chest lifted, or make it a chair plane variation. So arms swing back and start to bring your torso closer to your legs. Hinge forward. Keep a little lift in your heart so you're not rounding your back. Keep reaching your butt behind you, sticking your butt out. Weight in your right heel as much as possible. You can stay here. Final option is to take it into a forward fold variation. So just bring your fingertips to the ground, and as much as you're able to, lift your sit bones towards the sky. It might even feel good to kind of move your hips from side to side here. Take about 2 or 3 more breaths. Keep your left toes flexed. Press through your outer ankle and breathe down into your left hip. Soften your face. You guys are awesome. Take 1 more full round wherever you're at, and then we'll meet back in our standing staff. So slowly begin transitioning all the way back up. Left knee lifts, arms reach. If you want more intensity, extend your left leg forward. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, airplane pose. So arms swing back just like we did in our chair plane. Left leg extends back. Think of a smiley face shape from the top of your head back to your toes. Hips are square. Back muscles squeeze around your spine. Use the strength in your inner thighs to lift your back heel level with front shoulders. Take 1 more round, fullest expression. End of your exhale, soft landing in a low lunge. So left toes to the back of your mat, hands to the ground. Bring your back knee down very gently, and if you need extra cushion, you're welcome to fold over the side of your mat, grab a pillow, blanket, sweatshirt, put it underneath your back knee. Hands come up to your front thigh. Walk your front foot forward just a little bit so your ankle is slightly out in front of your knee, and that'll give you space so that you can start to lean forward through your lower body. So think of trying to sit your right butt cheek on your right heel. At the same time as you work your right butt cheek towards your right heel, press down through your heel and imagine you're trying to pull your heel back and up towards your butt cheek. So we want muscle energy. Tone your low abdominals, navel to spine, lift your heart. Stay here if this feels like enough. Next step, arms to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Final option, if you would like to take it, bend your left elbow, right hand to your left elbow, or right arm behind you, find your clasp, and then add that little side body stretch. So press your head back into your arm, and then upper body leans over to the right. Keep working your right hip towards your right heel. Think of pulling your right hip back and your left hip forward as you breathe down your left side body. Tone your low belly, navel to spine. Uddiyana Bandha, that's your core lock. You want to feel it with every exhale. Take about 2 more rounds. Good job, my friends. If you're in the side body stretch, next inhale, come back to center, arms extend. And then exhale, bring your hands to the ground. You're gonna leave your back knee down. So if you're starting to feel it in your back knee, you need to add cushion, please feel free. Unthread your right leg so you're in a 3-legged tabletop position now. Right leg extended back. Draw navel to spine, push the ground away with your hands. Find strength in your arms and your shoulders. Now, right leg is extended back, take your left arm forward, spinal balance. Big inhale, pull yourself apart. Exhale, elbow to knee, curl and round your spine. Inhale, re-extend, get nice and long. Try not to arch, stay straight and strong. Exhale, elbow to knee. Like you're moving through molasses. Inhale, lengthen. Spread your fingers, press with your back foot. This is your last one, elbow to knee. Round even through your mid-back, hollow out through your belly. Inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, left hand to the ground, pivot on your left knee, so left foot to the outside of your mat, right arm to the sky, modified side plank. Press back with your right foot, and then reach your right arm towards the top edge of your mat. Right side body long, breathe into it. Squeeze your outer left butt cheek, press your hips gently forward. So try not to stick your butt out behind you. Perfect place to stay, or you know where to go. Final option, bend your right knee, reach back, grab hold of your foot. Kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. So create a line of tension by using that leverage. Maybe open your heart to look up towards the sky. So gaze up and see if your heart will follow. Fullest expression, 2 more deep breaths. Breathe bigger, deeper, more powerfully. Really nice work, you guys. End of your next exhale, slowly release, unwind, come back to hands and knees. And then from your hands and your knees, lower to your forearms, setting up for a dolphin pose. So forearms parallel, palms face down, fingers spread wide, and especially press down into thumbs, index fingers, and inner wrists. So the temptation is to just kind of roll onto your pinky fingers, try to press down through thumbs and index. Hug in with your elbows. Elbows should be no wider than your shoulders. Relax your neck, let your head hang. Now before you lift your knees, push down with the belly of your forearms and squeeze in with your inner arms. So already you should feel the strength in your shoulder girdle. Now tuck your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips, dolphin pose. Breathe, lift through your sit bones. So imagine an invisible rope pulling up on your belly button. See if you can walk your toes in a little closer. Lift your hips up a little higher. Don't let your shoulders come forward of your elbows. Don't let your elbows drift apart. Keep pressing down through your forearms. Stay where you're at or take your right leg to the sky. Press up with your right foot. Use the strength in your right leg to lift you out of your upper body. 3 more rounds of breath. Press your chest back. Hug in with your upper arms. Relax your face. Your head should not be touching the ground. So if it is, that means you're not engaging through your shoulders. Figure out how. Take 1 more deep breath. Fullest expression. Lift your hips higher. Maybe lift your right leg higher. End of your exhale. Right toes to the ground. Knees to the ground. Take a rest. Child, embryo, or heroes. So give yourself a moment just to reconnect, to kind of recalibrate, to feel into your body, to find that sense of grounding, those deeper breaths, that deeper sense of presence within yourself. Connect to this moment right here, right now. Good job, my friends. Give yourself about 2 more rounds, 2 more restorative breaths. You can exhale out your mouth if you want, and eventually we'll meet back in downward facing dog. So recommit to your big deep breaths. Good job, you guys. From your down dog, next inhale, take your right leg to the sky. All right, now listen carefully. This is a little bit funky. You're gonna come forward to a three-legged plank pose. And imagine you're doing a cow posture. So think of arching your spine, gaze forward, lift your chest. Now bend your right knee, and imagine you're trying to touch the top of your head with your right toes. Draw your belly button in and up, lift your heart. This is super awkward, super hard. Toes towards your head, take one more breath. Good job. Inhale, three-legged dog, so realign and lengthen. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, or higher if you can get higher on your arm. Add the push-up if you want it. Inhale, three-legged dog. And then last one, knee to your nose. So scoop out your belly. Stay here as you breathe in. Push the ground away. Lift through your hips, high on your back tiptoes, and then step your right foot through. All right, my friends. This time, we're going to move into a standing split position. So right foot down, left leg lifts. You can relax your neck, let your head hang. Think of it as a one-legged forward fold. And you can kind of play with whether or not you want to open your left hip, whether you want to keep your hips square. So it will just give you something different. Neither one is right or wrong. What I do want you to pay attention to is make sure you're not sinking into your outer right hip. So right inner thigh hugs in, belly button lifts up. Take this wherever you want. Maybe right arm behind right leg. Maybe plant your palms. Lift to your right tiptoes. Take a couple hops. So your expression, go wherever you want to go. You've got about 2 more breaths. Good work. Next inhale, see if you can lift your left leg higher, or if you want, you can take one last hop. Exhale, set your left foot down next to right at the top of your yoga mat. Bring your big toes to touch, little gap in between your heels, and then tuck and curl, tiny little potato bug ball. So butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. And then today, everybody lift up as high as you can on your tiptoes. So see if you can lift your heels higher. And then as you lift your heels higher, think of reaching your butt lower. Get your nose closer to your knees. Squeeze through your inner thighs. So if your fingertips are on the ground, arms on the outsides of your legs, and then use your arms to press your legs closer to each other, hug in towards midline. If you can, option to wrap your arms around the fronts of your shins, squeeze. Keep lifting your heels as high as possible, butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees, breathe into your back body. Take your exhales all the way to emptiness. Nice work, my friends. Give me one more deep breath here. And then next inhale, set your heels down. Bring your spine parallel to the earth. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet. Let's take it up. Inhale, reach up, stretch tall. Exhale, hands to your heart. Alrighty, inhale, arms to the sky. So pause here. This time left foot is your base. Standing staff, right knee lifts. Hug in with your inner thighs, flex your right toes, focus your gaze. So take a moment first to find stability, to find your balance. As you're ready, we'll move into our figure 4, one-legged chair. So outer right ankle, top of your left thigh, butt reaches back, weight is in your left heel. You can keep your arms up, your chest lifted, or turn it into a chair plane variation. Swing your arms back and bring your upper body closer to your legs. Butt sticks out. Press your outer ankle into the top of your thigh. Flex your toes. You can absolutely stay here, or final option, turn it into a forward fold with a hip opener. So fingertips to the ground, or even hands to a block or water bottles. And then imagine you're trying to lift your sit bones towards the sky. Sometimes I like to move my hips from side to side. Breathe into your right hip. Nice job, you guys. Give me 2 more breaths, and then we'll meet back in our standing staff. So very slowly, with awareness, let's bring it back up. Eventually, arms reach up, right knee lifts. And if you want, you can extend your right leg forward. Try not to lean back. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, airplane. So moving through airplane, but you're gonna pause and feel it. So really hit the pose for about 2 breaths. Smiley face shape from the top of your head back to your toes. Hips are square, back muscles hug around your spine. Take 1 more round, fullest expression. End of your exhale, low lunge. So step your right toes all the way back. Bring your hands to the ground, framing your front foot. Back knee down. So if you need that extra cushion, grab it, put it underneath your back knee. Hands up to your front thigh. So if I have my ankle right underneath my knee, it's not very easy for me to lean forward without bringing my knee way forward my ankle. So bring your foot forward first, so it gives you a little more space, and then start to lean forward. So think left butt cheek towards your left heel. If your right hip wants to turn out to the right, keep rotating your right hip forward, and even think of rotating your right inner thigh back. Tone your belly. Lift your heart. Lengthen your side bodies. Stay here, breathe here, or take your arms up. Anjaneyasana. Left butt cheek towards your left heel presses down and pulls back and up towards your left butt cheek. Stay here. Final option, bend your right elbow, hand to your elbow or clasp your hands. Press your head back into your arm and then add that side body stretch. Breathe into your right side. All the way down into the front of your right hip. Keep drawing navel to spine. Each exhale, you find Uddiyana Bandha, your core lock. That connection to center. Left butt cheek towards your left heel. Melt into the posture with your exhales. Give me 1 more round. Fullest expression, biggest, deepest breath. If you're in the side body stretch, inhale, come back up, reach up. And then exhale, bring your hands down. You're going to stay on your back knee, so if you need extra cushion now, feel free to grab it. 3-legged tabletop, so just unthread your left leg, take it back. If you want to give it a little shake out or take a couple circles with your left knee, feel free. Then eventually, hips square, left leg reaches straight back. Tone your low belly. Press down through your hands, feel the strength in your arms. Right arm forward, left leg back, spinal balance. So reach actively through fingers, press actively through your back toes. Strong straight line, big inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. Curl in, hollow out. Inhale like you're moving through wet cement, re-extend. Don't let go through your belly, so stay connected to your center, neutral spine rather than arching your back. Exhale, elbow to knee. So round, hollow out, round even through your mid-back. Inhale, re-extend. And last time, exhale, elbow to knee. Empty out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, set your right hand down. Pivot on your right knee. So right foot comes off like a little kickstand, and then left arm reaches up. Modified side plank. Squeeze your outer right glute, press your hips forward so you're not sticking your butt out, and then left arm reaches towards the top of your mat. Notice if you're locking out through your right elbow, keep a little bend there and push down with your palm with your fingertips. So stay here and breathe into your left side body, find that length, or final option, move into your bind, bend your knee, reach back, grab, hold, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot, look up, let your heart follow, so shoulders open, heart opens. Tone your belly as you exhale, draw navel to spine. Spread your toes, kick your foot into your hand, pull your hand back into your foot. So you're creating that tension. Last couple breaths. Give it everything you've got. You guys are amazing. End of your next exhale. Let it go. Unwind back to hands and knees. Okay, we have got one more dolphin pose. I hate dolphin as much as you, I promise, but it's so good for us. So come down to your forearms. If it's helpful, you can grab opposite elbows, palms face down, fingers spread wide, root into thumbs, index, and inner wrists especially. Relax your neck. Press down through your forearms, so before you even lift, you feel the strength in your shoulders. Hug in with your elbows and your inner arms like you have a strap on your upper arms. I mean, hug in with your elbows and your upper arms. So like you have a strap there and it's cinching in. As you're ready, lift it up. So tuck your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips. See if you can walk your toes in a little closer. So have the intention one day, shoulders over elbows, hips over shoulders. Stay where you're at or take your left leg to the sky. Head should not be touching the ground. If it is, engage more through your shoulders. Press down through the belly of your forearms. Lift from your belly button. 3 more breaths wherever you're at. If you want to take a couple hops towards forearm stand, you're welcome to. Strong arms, strong shoulders, strong belly. Reach through your left foot. One last round, fullest expression. Soften your face, exhale. Bring your left foot down. Bring your knees down. Your choice, child's embryo or hero, seated meditation. Slow down your breath, smooth it out. And just take a moment to notice, to feel the energy within you, just moving through you. So this energy, it's always there. It's always inside of you. It's just easier to feel now. It's easier to notice. Notice where you're tensing up, maybe through your face, maybe through your shoulders, maybe through your fingers. Use your exhales to soften. Take about 2 more grounding or restorative breaths. And then we'll meet back in downward facing dog. And as you find your way to down dog, reconnect and recommit to those strong, spacious, powerful Ujjayi breaths. All right, inhale, take your left leg to the sky. Keep your hips square. Transition forward to a 3-legged plank. And then again, imagine you're doing a cow pose. So lift through your chest, gaze forward, bend your back knee, and try to touch the top of your head with your toe. It probably won't get anywhere near it, but that's your intention. That's the action you're creating. Keep pressing through your back toes, so back leg is strong. Inner thighs face each other. Lift your heart, left toes towards the top of your head. One more round. Inhale, 3-legged dog. So take it back up, lengthen it out. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, or higher if you can get it there. Add a push-up if you want. Inhale, 3-legged dog. And last one, knee to your nose, hips high, scoop out your belly. Stay here as you breathe in, push the ground away. Exhale, softly step your left foot forward, and then we'll move into our standing split. So left foot roots, right leg lifts. Your choice, hip square or right hip can open, but pay attention, make sure you're not dumping into your left hip. So left inner thigh hugs in, belly button draws up. Where do you want to go? Do you want to wrap your left arm behind your left leg? Do you want to plant your palms? Push down, lift to your left hip toes. Maybe take a couple little hops. So your expression, your variation, just make sure your breath is there with you. Notice, feel, and observe. And also just allow, so whatever is there, just let it be there. Draw up through your belly button, reach up through your right toes, spread them. Take one more inhale, maybe one last hop, and then exhale, set your right foot down next to left, forward fold. You can give your left leg a little shake out if that would feel good. And then big toes touch, little gap in between your heels, and again, tiny little potato bug ball. So this time, you can stay in your little potato bug ball, or option to turn it into a toe stand. So you really want to think of squeezing your inner thighs and hugging your heels in. Then start to direct your knees forward, lift up through your heart, lengthen through your spine. See if you can bring your hands to your heart center, so you're just balancing on your toes. Soften your face, big deep breaths. Good job. Take 2 more rounds wherever you're at. All right, next inhale, we'll meet in a halfway lift. So heels down, spine parallel to the earth. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet. Take it all the way up. Inhale, stretch tall. Maybe a little gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, high mountain, arms to the sky. Now listen, right foot is your base. This time, left heel towards your left butt cheek. So balance on your right foot, bring your left heel towards your left butt cheek. Tone your low belly. So rather than sticking your belly out, think of drawing navel to spine. And then left hand reaches back to grab your left foot. You can stay here if you want. Just work with your balance and work with that quad stretch. Otherwise, bring your left hand to the inner edge of your left foot, the big toe edge. So make sure your left shoulder is open. It's not closed. It's not rolling forward. It's pulling back and down. Now slowly begin to hinge at your hips. And as you do so, kick foot into hand. Pull hand back into foot. That's what's going to help you balance, help you stabilize. Try to keep your hips as square as possible. And then, final layer, see if you can add a little baby cobra. So lift your heart and gaze forward. If it's too much to reach your right arm forward, sometimes I like to bring my right hand to the front of my right thigh. Lift through your heart. Spread your toes, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. Give me 2 more breaths. Now you guys, we're going to transition into a warrior 3, slowly with control. We won't hold it very long. So as you're ready, release your left foot, arms forward, left leg back, hips square. If arms forward is too much, hands at your heart is perfect, or hands press into the front of your right thigh. Take just 1 more full breath. Lots of length, lots of strength. Land in a low lunge, hands to the ground, left toes to the back of your mat. 3-legged dog, so take your right leg all the way back and up. Open up your right hip, bend your right knee. Perfect place to stay. So this is a wonderful stretch for your hip and your groin. If you would like, option to flip your dog. Right tiptoes come down behind you. Rotate your heart, look up at the sky. Hips press up, back muscles strong. Breathe down into your belly. Give me 1 more round if you're in the back bend. And then everybody, 3-legged down dog, right leg extended, lengthen, big inhale. Exhale, pigeon pose. Right shin to the top of your mat. Set your body down. So take a moment to find your alignment. Pull your right hip back and up, left hip forward and up. Plug those femur bones into the sockets. So we don't want to just dump into our joints. We want to actually stretch the muscles around our joints. So once you find that strength, that stability, that structure, then slowly start to bow forward. Move deeper into your stretch. Humble pigeon. So even as you're bowing, energetically pull your right hip back and up. And then if you want to go deeper, you can scoot your back knee back a little further. If there's a variation you want to take, mermaid, king pigeon. If you want to take this on your back or in a seat instead, fine with me. Slow, deep breaths. Just like we talked about at the beginning of class, see if you can find that deeper sense of presence within yourself. That sense of grounding, rootedness, that sense of your center. So that part of you that is still, that is immovable. So as all these sensations come and go, as all these thoughts come and go, you are beneath it all, you're underneath it all, and you are just observing. So that's one of my favorite ways to think about kind of awareness of the self, is we are the stillness, we are the steadiness underneath all the waves of emotion, of sensation. Everything that moves through us is just a fluctuation of energy, movement of life. And we get to feel it, we get to experience it temporarily, but it is not who we are. So we are underneath it. Connect with that part of yourself, your deeper self. Take about 3 to 5 more rounds. You can exhale out your mouth at any time. Soften where you can soften. So where are you tensing up? Where are you resisting? Start to notice that. Breathe into it. Soften around it. Last breath or two. And then let's slowly lift our upper bodies. So we're going to meet in a 3-legged tabletop. So plant your hands. Curl your back toes under, scoot your back knee forward a bit so your hips lift, and then unthread your right leg. Give it a nice little shake out. Maybe bend your knee, take a couple circles with your right knee. And then listen, extend your right leg straight back and bring your right tiptoes off the left side of your mat. So right leg all the way over to the left, set your toes down. And then gaze back over your left shoulder, look back at your right tiptoes. So turn your upper body to the left, and then gently drag your hips to the right. Pull belly button in and up, press down through your palms. Take one more round. Inhale, come back to a tabletop. Take a couple clockwise circles with your hips. All the way around. And then we will meet back in downward facing dog. Walk it out in your down dog. Feel the difference between your right side and your left side, right leg and left leg. Notice. Reconnect and recommit to your strong deep breaths. You just got a little bit longer. Take one more inhale. Exhale, look forward, step or float. Top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, find length. Exhale, bow. And the very last time, we'll rise all the way up to stand. Arms to the sky, inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, inhale, reach up. This is our last balancing posture, or our last balancing postures. Left foot is your base, right heel to your right butt cheek. Draw your knees towards each other. Tone your low abdominals. So rather than sticking your belly out, draw navel to spine. Right hand reaches back to grab your right foot, and if this is where you want to stay, just work on your balance, get that nice quad stretch, go for it. Otherwise, right hand inside of your right foot, big toe edge. Keep your hips square, hinge at your hips, and as you do so, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. Hips stay square as much as possible, hug in with your inner thighs, spread your right toes. And then final layer, see if you can add that little baby cobra, lift your heart, gaze forward. Back muscles hug around your spine. Kick and pull, so that kicking and pulling is how you're gonna create more balance, more stability. Take 2 more rounds. If it's too much to reach your left arm forward, left hand can come to the front of your left thigh. Woo, and then slowly, warrior 3 transition. So release your right foot, reach it back. Arms forward or hands to your heart center. Long, strong, straight line. Draw your belly button in and up. Give me 1 or 2 breaths, fullest expression. Press through your back foot. Straighten your back leg, lengthen your spine. Low lunge, hands to the ground, right toes to the back of your mat. 3-legged down dog, left leg high. Open up your left hip, bend your left knee. Flex your left toes, stay here. This is an awesome stretch. Or, option to flip your dog. Left toes come down behind you. Heart opens. Reach forward, left hand behind your head, your choice. Breathe down into your belly. Squeeze your back muscles around your spine, supporting your spine. 1 last round. Let's come back to a 3-legged dog. Everybody extend your left leg super high. Big inhale. And exhale, pigeon posture, left shin forward. So left knee is towards the outer edge of your mat, not midline. Left hip back and up, right hip forward and up. Tone your low belly. And then once you found that stability, you plug the femur bones into the sockets. You found the structure, what we call the integrity of the pose, and slowly start to bow. Humble pigeon. Big, slow, deep breaths. And keep spreading your left toes. So what that does is it keeps all the little tendons and ligaments in place, so you're not pulling on your ankle or your knee. And then as you spread your left toes, think of dragging your left hip back and up. Keep it plugged into the socket. If you want to go deeper from there, back knee can scoot back a little further. And if there's another variation you want to work with, mermaid, king pigeon, seated or supine variations, everything is welcome. Give me about 5 to 7 more breaths. And just find that deepest part of you. Be the observer. So another way to think about it is sometimes I visualize myself just sitting on a chair in the middle of a big room. And everything, so maybe there's people in that room, maybe there's noise in that room, maybe there's lots of chaos going on, but I'm just sitting in the center, observing it all, watching it all unfold. And I am just still. I'm not reacting, I'm not trying to control or fix or change, I'm just observing and allowing. So that's what you're doing in your body. You are the deepest part of yourself, that stillness, that stability, that steadiness. It's right at your center, and then everything else just moves through you, energy, sensation, thoughts. And you just get to watch it, experience it temporarily. Watch as your breath flows in and out, fills you up, empties you out. 3 more rounds. Exhale out your mouth at any time. Good job, you guys. All right, let's lift our upper bodies. And again, we're gonna meet in a 3-legged tabletop. So back knee kind of scoots forward as your hips lift, and then left leg unthreads. Give it a nice little shake out. Maybe bend your knee, take a couple circles. And then extend your left leg back and swing your left toes off the right side of your mat. So left toe step off the right side of your mat, and then turn your upper body to gaze back over your right shoulder. Look back at your left toes. Rather than letting your belly drop and arching your spine, press through your hands, draw your belly button in and up. Hips pull to the left as you turn to the right. One more round. Come back to center. Take a couple counterclockwise, so both knees on the ground, couple counterclockwise circles with your hips. And then one last downward facing dog, just to stretch it out. Walk it out. If you want to move through one final vinyasa, please feel free. So in your last down dog, notice how it feels compared to the very first down dog we did. Is it a little easier to find the length in your spine, to find the length in your side bodies? Maybe your heels are a little closer to the ground now. Maybe your shoulders feel a little more broad, a little more spacious. Take one last breath into your dog pose. End of your exhale, just gently set your knees down. And find your way onto your back, however you want to get there, and you can face whichever direction you'd like. So all the way down, hug your knees in, rock gently from side to side. So just give your low back a nice little massage against the earth. And then set your feet on the ground with your knees bent. Cross your left knee on top of your right knee, like somebody would sit in a chair if they had a really short skirt on. Move your hips slightly over to the left side of your mat. Reach your left arm out to the left, and then roll over onto your right side. Right hand can come to the outside of your left thigh, and you can apply a little bit of gentle leverage or pressure. What I like to do is as I press down with my right hand, I press up into my hand with my left thigh. So by doing that, you are not only stretching, you're also stabilizing as you stretch, and you're actually creating more sensitivity, so you're giving yourself a better stretch as well, more sensitivity in the muscle. Imagine your left shoulder is your anchor point, so it's rooted down. Even if it lifts up, just have the intention of keeping it rooted. Your chest, your shoulders up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. If having your knees crossed bothers your low back or for any other reason just does not work for you, then uncross them, no big deal. Take about 2 or 3 more rounds here. Breathe down into your belly, and every exhale, allow yourself to soften just a little more. Melt just a little more. Ground just a little more. My friends, end of your next exhale, roll back onto your spine, hips straight down from your shoulders. Take just one moment and extend your left leg straight up. Press up through your heel, flex your toes, lengthen, big inhale, and then exhale, bend your left knee, left foot to the ground. Cross your right knee on top of left. Scoot your hips over to the right, reach your right arm out to the right, roll over onto your left side. Gaze up or over your right shoulder. Left hand can come to the outside of your right thigh if you want. And then press down with your hand. Press up into your hand with your thigh. Breathe down into your belly. So it gets harder, I think, in a twist to breathe deeply, to get your breath to move all the way down. So put a little extra effort behind it. Feel your belly expand as you breathe in, like a big Buddha belly breath. And as you exhale, take it all the way to empty and just allow yourself to twist, to melt into the twist a little more. Give me about 3 more rounds here. Soft through your face, right shoulder is your anchor point. With each exhale, you wring out gently. Nice work, you guys. End of your next exhale, unwind. Hips straight down from your shoulders, so adjust if you need to. And then right leg straight up just for a moment. Flex your right toes. Get your leg as straight as you can. See if you can engage through the front of your right thigh, through that quad muscle. Big, huge inhale, press up through your heel. Exhale, set your right foot down. And then for a moment, windshield wiper. So walk your feet out to the width of your mat. Tee out your arms or cactus your arms. And just let your knees fall from side to side a couple times. Feel that rotation in your hips. Feel that opening in your low back. And then after a few rounds of windshield wiper, and I'll leave it up to you, you can go for as long as you'd like. Eventually, happy baby pose. So happy baby to finish off your practice. You can rock side to side. You can straighten one leg and then the other. Any exploration you want to take? Good, everybody. And then from your happy baby, if there are any finishing movements, any final poses that you would like to move through, then please take a moment to do so. Okay, you guys, and as you settle in to your final relaxation, I have just a short reading for you. And this is actually from the book called A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. And if you haven't read this book, it's like my Bible. I'm obsessed with it. So if you haven't read it, read it. A New Earth, Eckhart Tolle. So this is about the ego, and I think our ego is one of the most fascinating things. A lot of people think of ego as just an inflated sense of self, and that's really not what it is at all. The ego is just our thinking, talking mind. So all that voice inside your head that talks to you all day long and that judges everything that everybody else does, that judges everything that you do, that's your ego. It is not who you are. It's just the voice inside your head. So it's a way, it's how we process what's happening outside of us. And it's what we use to identify ourselves with. So any identification you have of yourself is really not yourself. It's not your true self. It's just your ego. So me identifying as a good or a bad yoga instructor, that's not me. That's not who I am. It's just a judgment from my ego. So this says, anything that you resent and strongly react to in another is also in you. But it is no more than a form of ego. And as such, it is completely impersonal. It has nothing to do with who that person is, nor has it anything to do with who you are. Only if you mistake it for who you are can observing it within you be threatening to your sense of self. So this is something that I try to remember when I get triggered by others or when I react to something in others, when I'm like, oh my gosh, that person pisses me off so bad. I'm like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. What is it in me that is so triggered by what that person is doing. And whatever it is in me isn't who I am. It's just part of my ego. So if I can remember that, it takes the energy away from it. It makes it so it's not personal. And then I can just observe it from underneath, from that place of observation, just simply witnessing it and getting curious about it. Where does that come from in me? What is it that makes me react to how this person is acting? What is it that makes me want to change how this person is acting? So I love this stuff. I think it's so fascinating. And the more we discover, the more our kind of illusion of our identity, of who we think we are, starts to melt away. And then we connect with that deeper part of who we actually are, deep down within. We find that deeper sense of presence with ourself, not with how we identify or how we judge ourselves or judge others, but by truly who we are inside. That groundedness, that steadiness, that stillness. So obviously we are all human and we're not perfect, but the more we learn just how to pay attention, how to observe, the deeper we can connect with who we are, who we truly are. So I know I'm blabbering on, so I'll let you guys just relax into your Shavasana. So breath is effortless, body is relaxed, mind maybe just a little more still. And this is where I'm going to leave you guys. So if you have just 1 minute to spend here, then spend that 1 minute in observation. If you have 10 minutes to spend here, spend 10 minutes in observation. Just watching, noticing, not fixing, changing, or controlling, but you are just underneath it all. You're experiencing life flowing through you, energy moving through you. So give yourself this time to connect with you. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It means more than you could ever know. If you have any questions, you're always free to message me, email me, however you want to get in touch. And I appreciate you so much. So have a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.